The following program contains adult language, poor taste in jokes, racial slurs, political slurs, slants, and all sorts of things that, if you are sensitive and have a delicate constitution, you should probably go watch Teletubbies. You were warned.
I ain't drunk, I'm just drinking. But you're so high. Oh man, you know I ain't high. But you're so high. Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then. But you're so high. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Oh, come on now, you all don't feel like that.
Bam! Hey kids, welcome back. Now, since the title of this video is UL-19, I think, is that right? Hang on, something like that. Yes, UL-19 boat. I'm going to get maybe a lot of viewers that are not used to this channel, that are boat guys, not quad guys. So, for you guys that are boat people, I apologize in advance because you're not used to me. This is a 100% just about quadcopters and some fixed wing stuff here and there, but I do have a boat fetish that I have had since I was about 10 years old. My brother Motor Mike in California is the one that got me back into boats. We were wheeling and dealing on some quads, and he goes, hey, I have a nitro hydroplane, which is what I used to race back in the 80s when I was a kid. The Piranha, I had a Miss Budweiser Birch, I had a, I don't know, this, we're talking, I was like literally 11, 12 years old. But he goes, hey, I got this Miss Budweiser nitro boat. If you want it as part of the swap for the birds, I'll make you a hell of a deal. Or I bought it. I can't remember what I did, but he gave it to me pretty cheap. It needed a lot of work. And as you guys know that watch my shit, we're doing a complete rebuild on that. And the finish is halfway done, by the way. Did a hydro dip on it. It's looking really, really cool. Hopefully you'll be seeing the finished product of that by the end of the week. But anyhow, so I do have this deep love. I was born and raised on water, on a lake my whole life until I was like 20 something. And then I moved away to bumfucked Ohio, where they have a little bit of water, not much, but rekindled my boat fetish. I love nitro boats, yes I know. Magic Bobby over in the UK, he's a friend of mine, and he says, dude, electric's faster than nitro. I'm like, dude, no shit. But there's something about a model, whether it's a car, a plane, a boat, whatever, that's shooting blue smoke out and making a lot of fucking noise. I just absolutely love it. I almost guarantee you I will still drive my nitro boat probably more than the electric, just because it's fun. That's it. So yeah, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to go do this review, but I'm going to take the camera outside because the boat is so fucking big that I don't think it's going to fit here very, very well, but it will when I take the hatch off and show you the guts. But I will take it outside and show you what it is. So bam, be right back. Okay kids, you ready for this? Here it is. Very, very fucking cool. So this is they call it Horizon Hobby, and it's made by ProBoat. ProBoat is who made the boat that I am, the Nitro Hydro that I am rebuilding actually as well, which is how I found this boat, because I really like the whole design of ProBoat. ProBoat makes very high-end machines for the most part that I've seen, and I absolutely fell in love. This thing is huge. There's my hand, right? I'm 6'1". I got pretty good sized hands. That is a big, big fucking boat. But anyway, so I bought this thing, and or I found it, and it says Horizon Hobby on it. I did not get it from Horizon Hobby. I got it from Tower Hobbies in Champaign, Illinois, which is also a long story. I used to buy from them in the 80s when I was a kid, because we lived in Indiana. They were really close. The delivery was really good. I just believe in supporting them because they're close to home, and they're a great, great shop. So it's made by ProBoat. Horizon Hobby, I don't think has a whole hell of a lot to do with it, except for they make the motor. And yeah, that's it. So let's take a walk around. All right, so it's a dual sponson hydro, obviously. Very cool. It's all fiberglass construction. Got the fins, got the antenna. There you go. There's your rear transom. Does have a drain plug, which is always handy. Your water cooling lines, we'll go over this on the bench. Water coolant goes up through the prop. I'm sorry, up through the rudder into the motor. And then we got our flex prop shaft on the bottom. Let's see if we can pick this up without destroying it with one hand. There's your trim plate for turning. There's your flex shaft. Woohoo! Very cool. Very, very cool. So I'm going to set this down. It did come with a stand that's hokey. It's just like a little laser cut plywood birch thing that you just stick together. And I'm going to go put this thing back on the bench and we will go over it. Bam, be right back. Now to give you guys an idea, my bench is pretty good size. Yeah, big boat. So, the problem with big boats is they ain't got no room for your drink. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this hatch under the camera. I don't know. Oh, man, I'm used to little ass quads here. So, all right, good enough for the girls we date, as they say. So here we go. What we've got: 4 thumb screws. Take off the hatch. Now, the price of boats is not the price of quads. For you guys that are boat guys that are watching this video, welcome. For you guys that are quad guys that just want to kind of get into something different, the Great Machine. This is one of the fastest boats you can buy, I believe. It'll run 4S, it runs 6S. What that means though is you're going to run 2 3,000 milliamp 3S, or I'm sorry, reverse that. I'm sorry. If you want to run 4S, they're wired in series. Okay? Now, let's go over that because that's very important to understand. All right. Don't know if you can see this. You know what? I'm going to turn on the garage light. Hang on. All right. I'm not sure if that helped at all, but yeah, there you go. So, now, how this thing rolls is it runs 4S or 6S or 5S, which is interesting, okay? So what you want to do, for you guys that are in quads, this is totally new shit, right? You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 2S's, here and here. Okay, there's your straps. And those are wired in series, so that's going to come out as a 4S, but the milliamp stays the same. Does that make sense? So if you're running 2 5,000s, you're going to have 5,000 milliamp of 4S. If you're running that in parallel, you would just have 10,000 milliamps of 2S. Does that make sense? So this one will run 4, 5, and 6S. So what you can do is you can put in a 2S and a 3S to have 5. And you put the 5 on the one side so it balances out the counter torque rotation of the prop. Blah, 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 blah. That's a 5S. Or you can run 4S, which would be 2 2S's. Or you can run 6S, which would be 2 3S's. So to give you an idea, here's an old drone battery, GPS drone battery that I used to use, right? Florian, this is cheap shit. 3,000 milliamps, pretty good sized battery, right? This takes 2 5,000s. So a 5,000 here and a 5,000 here, and they're going to go in there. Now, you could, theoretically, run 3,000s in there. It's going to suck them dry pretty quick, and you want to be, with this particular boat, around 50C and up, okay? I have the sweet spot from what I've read. I have not put this in the water yet. The sweet spot from what I've read on this boat is 5S, believe it or not, because 6S is really fucking hot. We'll talk about heat in a minute. 4S is what I'm going to be running on for a while, just till I get my feet wet, no pun intended, until I understand the handling of the boat. So I bought 4 5,000 milliamp 2S batteries off Amazon. You'll understand, too, that the larger the milliamp, the lower the C rating. You don't usually see a 100C 5,000. And that's what the quad guys are going to get confused on, because we're used to running, oh, well, it's got to be a 90 or 100C. Well, yeah, for a 1,300, but you can't buy a 100C in a 5,000 because the amp draw is already there because you've got the capacity. It's a long story. This is not a battery video. Anyway, so I ordered 5,000 2S's, which when I put them in here will be 4S, okay? We're running the Dynamite Marine, water-cooled, 2,000 kV 6 pole. Now, again, for us quad guys, you think 2,000 kV, that's not really that big of a deal, dude. But if you take, let's just take a Sunny Sky quad motor, which is, what is this pig? 2205, 2300. Now, do you quad guys see the difference here? has a little bit more RPM than this one, but look at the torque difference. The stator size, a little bigger, okay? That's why you have such a big fucking battery. Now, how the cooling system works on most boats, including the nitro boat we're building, this one's got one more detail, is you've got the hose coming from the back. This is going to the rudder. You've got a pitot tube in the rudder, which the prop shoots water up into it, comes into the cooling jacket of the motor, goes through the cooling jacket, goes out of the motor into the waterproof ESC, which this is, I want to say, 120 amp. I'll look it up. But anyway, it's a big ESC. Then that water line, so the water is going to go in through here, through the ESC, out the ESC, out the side of the boat, just like our nitro boat does. But nitro boat doesn't have an ESC, obviously. Now, here's the flaw with this boat, this particular boat. Here's your on-off switch for those guys that want to know where that's at. The problem with this scenario, I would not do this. I would buy, and I'm going to, a Y-split, a splitter, because I don't like the hot water from the motor. And these things get hot, boys. These 2 units, this is not like quads. These things are smoking, okay? I don't want warm water going to my ESC heat sink, so I'm going to do a Y splitter, put another hole in the side of the boat, and we're going to basically take, here's the inlet for the jacket, we're going to go the outlet straight out to here, then we're going to split off from here with a Y, and we're going to go into here and get our coolant that way as well. They do make dual port rudders. For right now, I'm going to run it as is, because I'm only going to be running 4S in it. I might go up to 5S next summer. I doubt I'm ever going to run 6S, just because it's going to be fast enough. We are going to FPV this. It will not be this weekend, probably, because I'm making a 3D printed waterproofed FPV pod that's going to go on the nitro version that we're building, and also this one. But that's not going to be this weekend. We're going to do line of sight for a while. It does have the flex shaft coupler here. Take a wrench here, undo it, slide it out, grease it, slide it back in. Bam. Got tons of room in this thing. You could put a family of fucking 5 back here. Looks good. I love it so far. It's an absolutely gorgeous machine. Comes with the receiver. We're going to talk about that. This stuff's waterproof. Okay, now it shows the servos. Yeah, I believe that. You got a gasket here. You got a little rubber switch, little condom over here. ESC, you can see maybe, is drenched in epoxy or whatever to waterproof it. Fine. Motors are inherently waterproof anyway. Fine. The receiver is conformal coated. That's not waterproof, guys. That's water resistant. And honestly, I don't care if this blows up anyway, because it's a piece of shit. Because what this thing comes with, hang on, need a drink. You new boat guys, cheers to you. Captain JJ. All right. It comes with this. Now, the price of this boat is not for the faint of heart. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's $429. Now, you quad guys all just shit your pants, because you're like, well, fuck, man, I can build a Proton, blah, 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 for $285. Well, that's true. But how many quads do you have? 10? Like me, I got a whole wall full. So for the price, pretty much, of 2 decent quads, that's what you're gonna pay for a boat. A good boat, at least this one. You can get them cheaper, it's all good. But this particular boat's gonna cost you 2 quads, but you don't usually have 30 boats, at least we're not going to. But anyway, so $429 plus you need batteries and all that other crap. We are going to be cutting off, I know I'm getting sidetracked, these fucking connectors, these goofy ass piece of shit connectors. Yeah, they're wired in series, I get that, but they're not XT60s. So anyway, we'll work on that later. But it did come with this thing, which is a Spectrum DX2E. I have not read one good thing about this machine. I heard it's a piece of crap. They make the DX, what's the other one called? Live or something. That's the good version of this. It feels like a fucking toy. It is a fucking toy. Actually, when I was a kid, I think I had toys with better transmitter feels than this. This thing's a crap wagon. Throw it away. And I am going to throw it away, or I'm just going to buy the new one, or the good one. I'm not a Spectrum fan, though. Chances are really good. I am just going to hook this up to my Tyrannus. I'll waterproof my receivers, stick them in there, and that way I can still use my flight bag when I go boating. I can use the same transmitter that I use for everything else. Yes, my Tyrannus is a stick, but I'm used to a stick. It doesn't matter. You guys have to remember, this boat stock goes 65 miles an hour. If you mod the prop and do a couple other little things, it does 75 miles an hour. Now, 75 mile an hour scale on water is like 135. I mean, it's insane. So you're going to want sensitive turning anyway. So I figure, hell, with my Tyrannus, I can set up curves, I can set up expo, I can do all sorts of stuff. And I'm used to sticks. I'm not used to a pistol grip anymore. I'm not a car guy. I used to be a boat guy when I was younger, but I haven't touched a pistol grip until today in a very long time. So I'm probably just going to convert this over to my Tyrannus, to be quite honest. Plus my Tyrannus has a booster mod in it, and I'll be able to go as far away as I want. Whereas this thing, it's a crap wagon. I've heard the wheel spring breaks in it. I've heard it just stops working. I'm going to use it this weekend when we take this thing out to the levee. Blackhawk and I, when we test it, we're going to test it all stock. We're going to, before the JJ mods come, which there's always JJ mods, right? So yeah, whatever. It comes with it. I would rather pay, I don't know, 400. This was what was it, $429 from Tower Hobbies? It's the same price everywhere you go. This boat, I would rather pay $470 and have a decent radio, or actually, better yet, I would rather pay $350 with no radio, to be quite honest. That way I could pick my own. But a lot of cars nowadays and a lot of boats come with fucking radios. I don't know why. Quads don't, but whatever. So yeah, that's it, I believe. So we'll be yanking that out later. Waterproof ceiling here. They say it's not watertight. The thing with hydros, with a real hydro, our nitro hydro might not have the problem, but with a hydro, to get them going, you have to goose them. I mean, you have to jump the bitch out of the water, or else it will submerge. Or you can get cavitation, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride. The Nitro one probably won't do that. This is going to kick the shit out of the Nitro boat. I'll tell you that right now. My Nitro boat's going to look cool. It's going to be cool. It's going to, it's going to be a neat, fun boat. But it's going to move like a tugboat next to this fucking thing. Yeah, forget about it. It's going to be insane. So the canopy fits really, really nice, though. Very, very nice. I can't imagine how this is not waterproof, because it's seems like it. Like I said, it has a drain. The rear transom on the prop is adjustable on height, so you can, since it's a flex shaft, you can bring it up or you can bring it down. If you bring it up on a boat, okay, so you're bringing the prop up closer to the bottom hull, you're going to get more speed, less control. If you bring it down into the water, you're going to get a little bit less speed when it comes to planing, and you're going to have more control. But the problem is with that, you can also get, when your prop is too high, you can get cavitation. And what cavitation is prop burn. And when the prop is going so fast, there's not enough surface mass above it, you'll actually suck air down into the water and shoot bubbles, and you totally lose power. But what's really bad about that, especially with a real boat, is your RPM spikes, but there's no load on the engine because you're sucking a lot of air in and you burn shit up. Same thing with boats, model boats. So you don't want to cavitate too much. Look at this, you guys, all my quad guys are like, wow, you know a lot about fucking boats. I used to work in a marina when I was a kid. I was born and raised on a lake, and I've been in love with RC boats since I was a little kid, so I've just avoided it. And then, funny thing, Mama, Mrs. Roto Geek, said the other day, I sold a couple quads, that's why I bought this. And Mama Roto Geek said, you're not buying any more fucking airplanes. It looks like a World War II battlefield hanging from the ceiling in the garage, right? Because I've got 8 planes in here now, and I still have 4 more to 3D print and build. And she's like, you're not buying any more planes. Okay, well, so I bought a boat. This big-ass box shows up today. She's like, what did you buy now? I bought a boat. You didn't say I couldn't buy a boat. So, well, whatever. So, that is it. Oh, something. No, that's not it. I want to read this to you. This is the best part of the fucking video. You guys are going to love this. The manual, right? It's a good manual. It's written in English. It's written in good English. It's not Jinglish. But the first page, you guys have got... I could not wait to do this video strictly for what I read on here. Check this out. Here's all your warnings. Okay? First page. Bam. This is how stupid the fucking world has gotten. Right here. Bam. Never place any portion of the model in your mouth as it could cause serious injury or even death. Really? It's like, man, I'm sorry, kids. Thin the fucking herd, man. If you're dumb enough to stick that big ass metal prop in your mouth going 2,000 RPM per volt, go for it. Okay? So anyway, the length 30 inches, height 6 inches. Really? Yeah, I guess with these little fins on the back. These fins are removable too, by the way, in the back. I don't know why. I haven't taken them off yet. It's fiberglass hull, piece of shit receiver, 2000 kV motor, ESC 120 amp brushless, Marine ESC 2 to 6S, and the servos, blah, blah, blah. Takes 4 AA batteries in the transmitter. So there's the specs on it. Very, very well built. The only bitch that I have, like my 3D printed JJ RotoGeek cell phone, the only bitch that I have about this boat so far, I haven't run it yet. The quality looks great. The build is great. Price isn't bad for what you get, except that fucking radio, guys. I will sacrifice that radio. I think maybe I'll stick a lipo on it and blow it up. So anyway, that is the boat. Very, very fucking cool. Hopefully my batteries will be here tomorrow, and Blackhawk and I will take this piggy down to the levee here in Troy, Ohio, and we're gonna burn it up and see if we can blow some shit up. So until next time, kids, keep the shiny side up, the rudder side down, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.